Good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to the place to be each and every Sunday night. Where tonight on Top Split TV, we are coming to you from Phoenix Road layout, part road, part oval. All excitement here. Big strength of field once again. It's not the highest in history like we had last week, but it is in fact the third highest in history, which is no mean feat. Now, speaking of no mean feats, I'm your host, Alex McKellar, and joining me for the very first time here on a Sunday night, usually in the background doing the spotting, one of the cast of million spotters that we've come to know and love as part of Team Clowns, but joining us here in the commentary booth, in the absence of the chaotic one, is Mr. Doug Robson. Welcome, Doug. Big night of racing ahead, mate. Welcome, and hope you're here to have fun.
Thanks, Alex. It looks like it's going to be a great night. Even 4,900 was the ticket to get in tonight, so pretty exciting to be here and looking forward to a great race.
Beautiful. All right. Oh, the chaotic one cheering you on from the sidelines by the looks. Let's have a look at who's here to race here tonight. I'll just grab a what's the name? There it is. Team Torpedo, Tim Hendrickson is car number one. Devantia, the cowboy. Oh, hang on. Make sure I've got the right soundboard going. There it is. Hasn't taken the track as yet, but he'll be car number two, the leading ANZ driver. The international man of mystery, Mr. Dimitri Philippides. He'll be car number three here tonight. Dario Fantini, SNL winner as of last week. He won the biggest strength of field ever last week. This week backing up to try and have another crack at the title for FP. Oh, what do we got? F Performance Motorsports. He's updated his team name as well. Perez is car number 5 for Astro Team Racing. He hasn't taken the track as yet. The McFlabby Racing's Brett McBurney is car number 6. Dennis Johansson, the Great Dane, is just coming out of the pits now. Race driver 77, as you can see on his livery. That's where you'll find him on Twitch. Another torpedo in the field here tonight for Team Torpedo, Mr. Anthony Jones. Great to see Ant out there having a race. Love to race with Ant. Good to see him out there here on Sunday nights. Jeff Randall joins us once again for UK and I. Great to see him back for another run. Now, regular top split runner, Mr. Alex Steenbruggen, after making his debut last season. Now, here he is for Team Baracus, with his cat there in his profile as car number 10. Captain 499, Mr. Neil Gardner, is back out there in a nice green livery this time. He's been playing around with his colours in the last week or so. Car number 12 then, Mr. Vasco Sorowski, the head clown himself. Doug, he's out there. What do you reckon he's got in store for us tonight?
Well, it'll be great to see Vas back out there. He got sent himself back to second split recently, so I'm sure he's going to be keen to make amends and look good at what he's doing.
Yeah, well, he will look good in the clown livery, no doubt. Xavier Sanchez, one of the top Iberian streamers as well. He joins us once again. He's a regular here quite often with us on Sunday nights. 49.26 I rating, just snuck in ahead of Ryan Chenoweth, the wildlife warrior for Goose Juice Racing. That's car number 14, and final entrant and lone Team Milo driver in here, the boss man himself, Mr. Russell Clark III. Doug, that rounds out our massive field of drivers here tonight. 5,900 soft, mate. It's the stuff dreams are made of. What do you reckon?
It's going to be very exciting. If the 815 was any indicator of what we're about to see, then it's going to be fairly explosive up front.
Yeah, 100%. It's pretty tough to get around here on your own in quick fashion, let alone putting the numbers down that these guys do and trying to get racing going as well. Hendrickson coming around for his second lap. Purple sector in the middle there, puts it on pole provisionally with a 105.6. That's fairly moving. Sorowski coming around. He's provisionally in second. He's on the tail end of his second lap now. What's he got for us, the head clown? Crosses the line. Does he improve from 105.8? 105.799, just a smidge. Doug, he just got there.
Almost, but he'll be happy at least he's there and he got 2 quali laps in.
Yeah, well, that's it, isn't it? Perez yet to still take the track. He's just coming out now. One of the characteristics I've noticed is Ant Jones sticks it on the second row with a 5.85. One of the characteristics I've noticed of Perez is McBurney bumps the head clown to the second row of Perez. He comes out late in quali and he I don't know if it's a strategy, whether the tracks rub it up or I don't know. What do you reckon, mate? Anything in that for you, do you reckon?
There's been some discussion about the track rubbers up that tiny bit, but I just think it's probably more a fact he doesn't want to play his hand early.
Yeah, could well be, right? And then just maybe play mind games and deflate those around him. Although, to be honest with you, he's really improved in his quali lately. Up until recently, I thought as Johansson once again bumps Swarovski's just clinging on by the skin of his teeth to the second row. Johansson in the Dogomobile sitting in third as he's parked it after the end of his laps. Steenbruggen cooling down. Russell Clark is out there on his second lap. But Perez, as I was saying, up until recently, in my view, his quali wasn't up to the standard of the rest of his racing. But I think lately, Doug, he's been putting in the yards.
Yeah, but his racecraft is second to none. So even if he qualifies sixth, you don't need to spend much time waiting for him to get to P1 or 2. So
yeah, well, that's it, isn't it? As Clark and Frattini, they're finishing their final quali laps. Clark cutting the circuit short through the exit of the oval section, crossing the line. Frattini with a purple sector to begin with, but slower in the middle section. Only manages P12, Doug. Last week's winner lets the engine go in disgust, mate.
Yeah, I think he was just trying that little bit too hard and didn't quite pay off tonight, but he's been very fast, and with his new paint scheme, maybe that'll make him faster.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see what happens there. He keeps us on our toes, that's for sure, changing the livery every other week. Anyway, car number 5, that's not something you see very often. Christian Perez now starts his fast lap. His first lap out has bumped Swarovski down to P5. Perez now, as we hop on board with Christian Perez, he is about to finish the first sector. What colour is it? Is it yellow, green or purple? Comes through the end. It's only green, no purple for Perez as he clips the curbing at 6, rounds T7 and 8. They love giving one corner 2 numbers, the US folks, don't they? Cut to number 9 into the braking zone at 10. Crucial corner here. Really sets you up for the long... Oh, I wonder if he kissed the wall. It looks so close. Of course, kissing the wall means a 0x and will invalidate your quali lap. It looked very close. I'm not sure how clean the run was regardless, as he finds himself running, flattening out to cross the start-finish line for the second time. What's he got? Pole. That's what he's got, with a 1:05 something that's gone off my screen. All right, let's go. Sorry, mate.
And 7/10 covers the top all 15 cars in the field.
Yeah, beautiful. All right, let's go check out our grid tonight. Christian Perez for Astro Racing Team drops it on pole with a 1:05.6 blistering time, just ahead of Tim Hendrickson. In fact, 25/100 ahead of Tim Torpedoes, Tim Hendrickson. Brett McBurney for McFlabby Racing, again less than a tenth, sees him start third. Again, less than a tenth off pole was Dennis Johansson in the Dogomobile from Scandinavia. He starts out a fourth. 1.5 tenths off pole was Vasco Swarovski for Team Clowns, as 2 tenths just behind him finds the other Team Torpedo driver in Anthony Jones in 6th. Starting out 7th will be the Cowboys, Speedy Snails driver Sam Devantia. ANZ's Neil Gardner has found some pace this week. He starts out of 8th. UK and I's Jeff Randall starts out of 9th. Joining him on the 5th row will be Goose Juice Racing's Ryan Chenoweth. Team Baracus sees Alex Steenbruggen on 11th. Start from 11th on the grid, just ahead of the international man of mystery, Mr. Dimitri Philippides, who starts out at 12th. 13th off the grid for F Performance Motorsport will be Dario Frattini, last week's winner. Just alongside him will be Russell Clark III for Team Milo out of 14th. And Xavier Sanchez, as he often does, starts out of 15th. The Spaniard, wait to see him move forward in the field. He can drive through the field on a good night there, Doug.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be just very exciting to see how Tim gets off and how he and Christian do turn 1.
Yeah, 100%. It will be interesting to see how that rivalry continues. As the red lights come on, they are off and we are away, as Fred the Flag Marshal vigorously waves his flag in anticipation of the race ahead of us, as we take the wide shot through turn 1. Everyone seems to be getting through okay. They've gone line astern for the most part through 2. And just the last couple out the back have just about got it sorted as our leaders now come through the infield section through 6 and into the braking zone at 7. Hendrickson closes right up behind and it compresses behind him with McBurney and Johansson. Sorowski, your top 5 here tonight, Doug, as we get away on the closing stages of lap 1.
Yeah, Vass is just holding in there. I guess just tighten up here and get away for this straight because you just don't want to lose them down here.
Yeah, exactly. And there's mate, there's some cutthroats behind them as well. The pace here is incredible of the drivers here tonight. Any one of them, as we often say, is a race winner midweek in their own right. So that usually breeds some sort of intensity in the racing, as we see Perez this time leads around after grabbing pole. Again, like I said, his qualification runs have improved significantly this season. Oh, he's all sorts of yips there, and that's the way it goes early on cold tyres here. Very difficult to keep the rear in check through the first series of corners there, Doug.
And it's very hard too when someone checks up in front of you and you're at full tilt behind and they just stop in front of you. It's just almost a recipe for an accident.
Yeah, 100%. And the thing is, you're so committed through there that any little mistake from the car in front, it's very difficult to correct yourself, and you can find yourself doing the full Torval and Dean coordinated ice dance in there as McBurney takes a shortcut to the apex. Could potentially compromise his ability to attack at the end of this long double oval corner section through 11 and 12, which is really the business end of this track, where it all leads into turn 1, which is obviously the primary passing opportunity. There's no threshold braking zone of this circuit other than potentially coming back onto the oval at turn 10. It's all sort of boils down to this section here at turn 1 and 2. And the drivers know that, but they know what sort of risky business is dancing around the outside of turn 1, Doug.
And when you arrive on the outside of turn 1 and you think, gee, I'm going quickly, and then you realise, I can't stop.
Yeah, well, there's that, and you also realise there's plenty of grass out there too. And she ain't turning on the grass. Well, she is turning on the grass, just not the way you want to, generally. Yes. So, Perez from Hendrickson, I expect them to be relatively said, it's checked up massively in the braking zone. Hendrickson really backing up the corner, potentially looking to get the drive out and the run into turn 1. You got to set it up that far back. The other drivers managing to adjust quite well through there, and no incidents as yet.
And quite a battle between between Ryan and Jeff has broken the thing, so it's now Neil Gardner's the last of the top 8. Then there's a gap back to the next pack.
And there is a battle going on here. Chenoweth and Randall going side by side through 1. This is where the work gets done. You see Steenbruggen left hung out to dry on the outside, and it'll be Frattini coming through the inside of turn 3. Gets it done. That's how, and the thing is, going for the move on the outside of turn 1 can open up the door from the driver for the driver behind. Mm-hmm. And the opportunity made there for Tanny to come through. It all checks up once again. Oh, it's like they're trying to put the shopping trolleys away at Woolies on the Saturday morning, Doug.
Yeah, exactly. And that's that whole thing. Someone checks up and you are fully committed, and it's not intentional. You just can't stop.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, Frattini goes too deep. And Steenbruggen will have a look at the end of turn 1. I have no doubt of that. Well, I say that. Let's hop on board. No, I don't know that he's quite close enough. Is Steenbruggen? I thought he might have a look, Doug.
Darry will be clever enough to get down and stay low and not let that happen.
Well, he's not close enough either. That's the ticket, right? So we leave it. Although side by side once again, Randall. Oh, Randall just lets Chenoweth go this time, and that leaves him vulnerable once again. Frattini wants that spot back, or wants to move forward once again. Side by side they go through the infield. Frattini will have the inside to the next one at 5, through 6. Oh, he'll be on the outside of 6, on the inside to 7. No, it'll be Randall on the inside to 7. They're 2 by 2 behind. Oh, opens the door. Steenbruggen's going to come underneath in the Baracus Mobile. They are still side by side on exit. It'll be Frattini into the braking zone, coming back on to the oval section that'll probably get it done, Doug.
Yeah, quite possibly, but Alex has gone a bit high, and now he's got Dimitri on the inside of him just to annoy him, so that won't help his day. Up front, Christian's still doing well with Tim behind him, and then Dennis.
Yeah, we look to have had a move change for a podium position. Johansson coming underneath. Oh, brakes very deep. I think McBurney backed out and maybe thought about the over-under. But it was the Doggermobile getting the move done. And very deep into turn 2. And he's close right up on the leaders in that move. As we go back to live pictures, Hendrickson is still holding off Johansson. And a slight gap opening up. It's only about 5-6 tenths. Oh, and Johansson's into the rear of Hendrickson. Sorowski's been caught up as well. McBurney's off into the infield. Sorowski seems to get away okay. Not a lick of damage at all on his car, but that has really sort of sealed the deal for Perez, who's away there, Doug.
Yeah, exactly, and it's amazing, actually, just not that I'm biased, but to see Sorowski be involved in an incident and come out with clean wings, that's a first.
Yeah, well, he's now got a fiery Tim Hendrickson, or fired up Tim Hendrickson, no doubt.
Oh, Vaslug's a good challenge.
Yeah, well, he certainly does. He'll have a challenge on his hand, keeps it very tight by way of defence as they cross the line for the start now of lap 7. They've got 23 laps to get through. Sorowski managed to keep it tight. Very good defence. Hendrickson wanting to get a wriggle on and Sorowski having none of it. Let's go take a look at that incident. I think we were pretty clear on what happened. It all happened into the braking zone at the hairpin of the previous lap. As we come down once again, we just see, over eager was Johansson, just got into the rear. We saw it a lap before, Hendrickson braking probably earlier than most, but that's into the final corner onto the oval section.
And sadly, hold your brakes didn't apply there.
Yeah, he did. He managed to look. I think it would have been all caught up in the melee, but you're right. It's a bit tough though. I think it's now Hendrickson making the move on Sorowski. Sorowski quite slow there through the oval section. I don't know if he got a bad run onto the oval, but he's under threat from the Cowboy as well.
I did hear him make a comment. He thought he had damage, but I don't physically see any.
Well, he's just got done twice on the straight. And it looks like to be a third one now as it's McBurney having a look on the inside, pulls back from that challenge. If the car looks straight in Sorowski,
looks straight.
Yeah, there's no wings bend or anything, but he certainly didn't seem to have the pace. I don't know, and I think it was probably more than just the run onto the oval section there, Doug.
Yeah, that's right, and also it's also brought some of the rear pack back into the game as well now, so we're back to a group of about 10, I think.
Yeah, and the two out in front, Perez is gone. He's what's he got? He's got 1.8 seconds ahead of Johansson, who's a further 1.8. Hendrickson has got the pace to bridge that gap, so provided he's got the car underneath him. And he's towing along Devanti and Sorowski at the moment, and that pack stretches all the way back. I don't think it's broken. The rest of the field is one long string of skippies all the way down to Russell Clark, who rounds out your field in 15th, just hanging on by half a second on the back of Sanchez, who isn't making the move at this stage that I thought he might through the field. Brett McBurney moving backwards this time as sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, he came out of the hairpin and then just went high and then just lost a spot straight away, then went low trying to do something else, and that didn't help, and people just drove past him, so maybe he's got some wing damage.
Yeah, he had a big off track. Let's go check what happened there. Oh, well, nah, that was before.
Oh, he was part of that accident.
Yeah, he was part of that accident, but nah, that's a bit too far back. Perez out in front. All on his lonesome with a 2-second gap. He's hot lapping at the moment. Johansson not making much of an impression there. Hendrickson though has taken 2 tenths off that gap there, Doug.
Yeah, Brett's got a damaged left front wing, so that's going to be 5Ks down the straight.
Yeah, that'll do it. This time running high. Who's running high behind Sorowski? Running high now. He's worried about damage to his car by the looks and just letting them all through. That's a shame. But again, it looks so straight. Must be something in suspension that he hasn't got it. It's not running true, and he's worried about it.
Yep, Dario's got a bent front left wing as well.
Yeah, right. It's all happening here tonight. As underneath Jones goes Neil Gardner, who's found some pace here this week. A little bit of confidence to go with it. Look at him running up in the top 5 here on a Sunday night. Third highest soft in history. And you got Captain 499 in the top 5. What do you think about that, Doug?
Yeah, no, it's very impressive. I mean, Dimitri just slipped past Fast what looked pretty easily through turn 1.
Yeah, absolutely. And side by side, he goes with the other torpedo in the field as they come out of the infield, approaching the left-hander that brings them on to... Oh, look at the line there. That might hurt him. Jones...
Rio's gone. Alex Steenberger's gone.
Oh, yeah, there's a big incident. Let's go check out what happened here in the background. Oh, it's checked up massively. Frattini, Filippides, Steenbergen, they are gonski out of that one. I'm not sure why that one checked up. We might have to have a look at that after the race, but that was a big one, and we're not worried about a pack of 15 at this stage. We're whittling them down quite rapidly, Doug.
Yeah, no, that was quite an impressive incident, and I guess everyone knows detail. Again, these little checkups, people just can't do anything about them when they get involved.
Well, we have split up now into the hashtag pockets of excitement with Perez off to the races. Johansson is not able to keep up, but who is keeping up is Hendrickson, who's chasing down Johansson at a rate of knots. It was 1.8 a couple of laps ago. It's now 1.3, so half a second in a couple of laps. Devantia on the coattails of the blue and orange mobile. Ant Jones, the other torpedo driver, just inside the top 5 now, having dispatched Captain 499, who is the second place ANZ driver. Great in this sort of, well, dare I say, this strength of field, to see 2, 4, 6 ANZ drivers in making the top split, Doug. What a fantastic night that is.
Yeah, no, it is a great event. I was just actually watching Neil Gardner. I think he's been doing some incredibly consistent drives recently, and tonight again he's going along 6th position, doing a great job.
Yeah, indeed. Up a couple from where he started, no doubt. It's in part due to his own driving, in part due to how the race has unfolded in front of him. Hendrickson now still chasing. It's down to just under 1.1 seconds. I think we're going to have a race on again sooner rather than later, Doug.
Yeah, I think sometimes in motor racing you make your own luck, right?
100%. That's my view on it too. And it looks like Hendrickson has certainly got the bit between the teeth. Devantia going along with him. The second torpedo, car number 8, Mr. Anthony Jones, has now got a bit of breathing room from Gardner, who's got, dare I say, McBurdy breathing down his neck. The Wildlife Warrior, Ryan Chenoweth, just behind them. Randall now making his way around in P9. Swarovski once again. Yeah, look, there's something wrong there because he's just
Dennis,
going backwards. Sorry?
Yeah, sorry, Alex. Dennis has got a bent right front wing, quite badly damaged, so that's probably really knocked him around in turn 1 there.
Yeah, I think we know how he got that. He parked it in front of the torpedo in front of him. Look at the attitude. No, look at the attitude of the cars as they clip the curb there through turn 6. It's lovely to see how hard these guys are pushing. And anyone got this Jaws music? Because I feel like Hendrickson's just hunting down Johansson at the moment, Doug.
It's not like Tim hasn't enjoyed a good hunt down before, and I'm sure he's pretty excited to get this one, especially on with Dennis.
Yeah, and I reckon, I don't know. Dennis is a tough racer. I don't know that he's got the speed here with the busted Doggo-mobile to put up much of a fight. I reckon Henderson just sails past him at one point here potentially. Doug, what do you reckon?
Absolutely. I mean, Dennis has lost nearly 2 tenths to Christian on this lap, so clearly there's a speed problem. So it'll be when it doesn't give him the turning speed and he gets a wobble on that I think Tim will pounce.
Yeah, potentially. And Hendrickson dragging around the Cowboy behind him for fastest laps at the moment. As we're on board now with Hendrickson into the turn 7 where we saw the incident before. Nothing going on here. And will it be here or will he take the safe route into turn 1? I think he's going to probably take the safer route. No need to risk it, I wouldn't have thought at this point, Doug.
No, but then I wouldn't want to be on the outside at turn 1 in a combative manoeuvre with these two people.
No, that's right. It's interesting to see what unfolds now. We might hop back on board with Mr. Hendrickson, and he's just taking the wide line. Is he going to come underneath, or what's he got in mind here? Yeah, he switches back.
Yep.
And Johansson covers it though. And as he got on the outside, the Cowboys just sitting quietly there. And yeah, we're just all stations normal at the moment. Interesting. I thought with the pace differential he might get it done a bit easier than that, but we know that Dennis can put up a fight when he wants to.
Yeah, I mean, Dennis is it's just his understeer seems to kill him through these right-handers. But, you know, his skill is obviously clearly there because he's beating off Tim with his damaged front wing. I think that's pretty impressive.
Early days yet, though, Doug. He might have something to say about that. See how he just breaks a bit more than the drivers around him does, Hendrickson, really, to set up the exit of the corners. And just interesting. It could bring him unstuck. You never know. But behind in the chasing pack, we have Jones, Gardner, McBurney, Chenoweth, another pocket of excitement led by a torpedo. Will Perez is off, as we said. He's out to 3.5 seconds. He's not going to be touched. Side by side they go this time round. Hendrickson making a better fist of it. Oh, he really backs out there through turn 1. I think at some point soon, that's when push comes to shove, there's something he's going to have to do more than just back out of that one there, Doug.
I think he's just playing the correct waiting game. You know, he knows Dennis is driving at his limit, and he's just seeing if something happens. Like even here, he's now compromised his inline.
Side by side they go through the infield. This time Hendrickson settles for behind now. Will Johansson cover the line? Yeah, he does. He forces Hendrickson to go outside and very deep into the braking zone. Will he cut back underneath? No. Johansson does a great job of defending the apex. Hendrickson says, I'll take the drive out of the corner.
He's got to run. Yep.
Bit of side draft down here for sure. The long way round still. But
Sam joining in.
Sam seeing what he can make of it. 3 wide. Yes, please. I think Hendrickson will have a drive. Johansson has got double side draft. Little wiggle from the Blue and Orange a bit. Oh, Johansson runs very wide and is off. Let's take another look at that one. I think to me that looked like 3 wide doesn't work through there. Oh, I've gone a bit too far there. Let's grab this one.
As Vass would say, there was a bit too much slippy.
Not enough grippy. Yeah, he just... I don't know. I think Johansson might be... Oh, look, he's pretty wide there. I don't know that Hendrickson had too far to go there. Throwing a bit of net code and turn 1 strikes again. But Devantier taking full advantage. Perez, of course, he's in another stratosphere at the moment. He's out by 4.5 seconds. I don't think the pace of Hendrickson or Devantier will bring those guys back into it. But who it has brought back into it is one Anthony Prime Minister Jones, who is now on his own. There's a big pack behind him. Captain 499 fending off Brett McBurney. Oh, 3 wide. Another one's gone. Chenoweth. Same scenario, 3 wide through their beautiful recovery there from Chenoweth to get back on. But that was not going to work, I don't think. And I think we've had 2 for 2. 3 wide doesn't work through turn 1, Doug.
Correct, exactly. And I think Chenoweth's just done the Keke Rosberg at Long Beach 360. Very impressive.
Wow, McBurney really giving Gardner the hurry up through the infield. Couple of times looked like he was going to hook him. By hook or by crook, as they say. But Gardner, 2.0. Captain 499 really showing his mettle. Sitting here. He wants that top 5 finish. And I think he's going to work hard for it, Doug.
Absolutely. And Neil's shown that he is a strong defender of his position. So he will be not giving anything away for free on this lap. Yeah,
there it is. McBurney now. Let's see what he's got to show.
Oh, got him a tap.
Wow. Righto. Let's go take another look at that one. On the straight. I was just looking for a camera angle of it actually, to see what they were going to do into turn one. Let's see. We're in a bit of slow-mo here. Yeah. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. McBurney tries to go underneath. And just looks like it hit him in the rear. Yeah. And then he's... Wow, look at that behind, though. Just dodging. And, well, that's such a shame for Neil. He was going so well, Doug. And, sorry, go ahead.
Unless he Neil just maybe had to lift very briefly at that point. It seemed odd, but Brett all of a sudden just arrived into the back of it. So we'll have to watch the replay later to be sure of that.
Yeah. Well, only they'd know. I mean, it's hard to tell from here as Hendrickson now looking to go either around the outside. Devantia taking the defensive line. Looks like Jones says no team orders. Or maybe he does. He's trying to come underneath. He's trying to come underneath his teammate, but not this time round. Hendrickson says, no, I will have that spot. Thank you, teammate. But it has given Devantia a little bit of breathing room, Doug.
That's right. I said Neil Gardner's back out having done his quick repair. Tim's car's got no damage, so the two of them should be equally competitive.
Yeah, that's it. Perez still gone. Devantia, Hendrickson and Jones. Devantia leading a pair of torpedoes behind him, doing a great job with 3 to go when they cross the line. McBurney with Randall and the Doggo-mobile. How bent is he?
Well, I still think it's only the front wing so far.
Yeah, he's that's not going to be helping him much on the straight.
Yeah, but he's just onto the back of Jeff Randall, I think.
Yeah, he is. Sanchez, here we go. I told you he drives through fields. He's the biggest mover in the field, up 7 positions, if you don't mind, ahead of the Wildlife Warrior in Chenoweth. Swarovski driving the broken clown car around the International Man of Mystery, being chased by the Team Milo Bossman down there for 11th and 12th respectively, and Captain 499 having been through the pits. I think he's a lap down now. Anyway, meanwhile, back up to our second pack here. Well, it would be for the lead other than Perez off to the races. And we've got Devantia leading the run out of the turn 10 hairpin onto the oval section. Doug, we've got a couple to go. Who's your money on in this pack here?
Well, Tim's going to be hard to beat, but Christian's obviously going to win, but Tim's going to be hard to beat. But I'd give Sam a crack here.
Yeah, he's done it before. Oh, very tight. Hendrickson then swings out. He's got the long way around still to do. Oh, they're touching and bumping and all sorts of stuff going on here. They're still side by side. Oh, Devantia's got the bad run. He's now got a second torpedo side by side, looking to go around the outside of 6. He'll have the inside for 7. Ant Jones, it's a double barrel torpedo through on the Cowboy. And wow, look at this. Could you imagine 2 torpedoes on the podium, Doug?
Well, last time I'm going to make a recommendation on the main straight, that's for sure. But anyway, great driving by all. Very little contact, and they got it done.
First night in the booth, and he's dished out the best commentator's curse we've seen in seasons. He's just let 2 the torpedoes run through on the Cowboy. Beautiful work, Doug. McBurney now ahead of Randall and Johansson. Still hanging on as we got the white flag being flown for Mr. Perez. We got Hendrickson and Jones. Oh, Jones went very deep, and underneath him goes Sam Devantia. Thank you very much. Devantia parks it in front. Oh, that almost sounded like a blown engine for the Cowboys. He rides the curb through the infield once again. Clips it on 5. Targets the apex of 6 once again. Now he's got his eyes set on Hendrickson as they exit the hairpin for the final time. Hendrickson looks to have the job all but done. You can draft to the line, but there's a fairly decent gap there, and unless he closes up a lot under braking or gets a mega drive out, Hendrickson with a good drive there. Jones has given up the ghost. He's just having fun in the background. Perez will take this one out. Team Astro Racing's Christian Perez in the purple. Oh, I've just seen Philippides have a crash in the background. We'll go check that in a moment. As Perez takes his victory ahead of Hendrickson and Devantia. Yeah, indeed. McBurney and Randall got done by Johansson in the end. Xavier Sanchez ended up being up 7, as we said, as they come around. And Philippides just trundling around at the back. I want to go check out what happened here out the back. It's racing with Russell Clark. What's going on here? Has he got a bit of help? Oh, it's a bit of netcode help. Yeah, you can see the gap in the car there, and the nose of Russell Clark's just turned him. It does say double crash in the telemetry, but no, just that one. Well, he had it. I got to tell you, Philippides had the rub of the green in the warm up race with well, it wasn't a similar incident, but it was where he rubbed into a couple of folks and he ended up with a podium in that one. And this one, it sort of karma came back to bite him a bit there, Doug.
Yeah, I think so. I think karma always tends to work itself out over time. But, well done, Christian. I noticed he slowed down quite a bit towards the end. The race, heights off, great action. I think couldn't ask for anything better on an SNL broadcast.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Let's go check our results here tonight for round 5 here at Phoenix Oval on the road circuit thereof. Christian Perez for Astro Racing Team came out on top tonight, drove away from him in the end, backed it off in the last lap, but was never in doubt. Stuck it on pole, led pretty much every lap. Probably, I might have not led a couple, but and then comes away with a great win. Tim Hendrickson had to really fight for it. Left no doubt that he was there to race. Finishes second on night, just ahead of the Cowboy, Sam Devantia for Speedy Snails, who gets his first podium in quite some time. Anthony, Prime Minister Jones for Team Torpedo. 2 torpedoes, nearly 2 on the podium. Just got done in the end. Brett McBurney for McFlabby Racing there, rounds out your top 5. Dennis Johansson had all sorts of bumps and bruises and ins and outs and all the rest of it. Still managed to hang on for P6 in the Doggermobile. Jeff Randall for UK and I finishes in P7, which, if I'm not mistaken, it might well be his best finish here on a Sunday night, which in the caliber racing and the races we saw tonight, a damn fine effort. Xavier Sanchez started last, moved up 7 position to be the biggest mover and shaker in the field to finish in 8th. Ryan Chenoweth for Goose Juice Racing, the Wildlife Warrior, he's finished in 9th inside the top 10, just ahead of the head clown himself, Team Clowns, Mr. Vasco Sorowski, who appeared to pick up some damage. We'll have a chat to him at some stage during the week and see what happened, but not the race he was looking for. Russell Clark for Team Milo, he's finished in 11th and inside the points, or the SNL points, as did Dimitri Philippides, who's finished in 12th. Neil Gardner, who was on for such a good result, I reckon he'll have a bit of steam under the collar after that one. The ANZ driver finishing in 13th. Last week's winner, Dario Fantini for F Performance Motorsports, finishes in 14th, just ahead of Team Baracus's Alex Steenbruggen. Those 2 were our only retirements on the night, Doug. Well, decent
apparently
race.
Some of these races, if you're parked on top of another car, that's not the quickest way to go. I think Jeff Randall's, apart from Christian winning, I think Jeff Randall did a great job of just being that Mr. Consistent, avoid the crashes. I'm just quite happy with what he did.
Yeah, he did all right, didn't he? Certainly moved pretty well through the field and brought it home in one piece. Now, let's we've got a few folk in for a chat. Let's bring up, first of all, Mr. Christian Perez. Christian, mate, flag to flag victory on that one. Looked, once the pack sort of gave you a bit of clear air, looked a bit easy out there for you, mate.
Yeah, it seems. It was the easiest race in the whole week. So the hard was the quali, and I get it. So then I think there was some carnage behind me. So today I was lucky.
Yeah, that's it, mate. But still, I've said a couple of times now that you've really improved your quali times, and I think that obviously helped you a lot tonight. Not easy to pass around here,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of risk at the overtake around turn one as well.
Yeah, I do care a little bit more on quali now because I won that point. So yeah, today was just after that crash between Tim and Denise was just managed. I realized that Tim wasn't going to catch me, so I'm just trying to not crash myself.
Yeah, beautiful. And that's it, right? Because to go as fast as you guys do, there's a bit of risk involved. You really got to push the car sometimes. And
Yeah,
when you're out on your own,
in this track.
yeah.
Yeah, you can always spin on the T1. So I got like until lap 15, I was full gas, almost full gas, and then I was just chilling a little bit, like always.
That's it, mate. Well, congratulations. Fantastic drive. Got the point for quali, got the full book for the win. It really helps the points for the season, no doubt. Third highest SOF in history. And Christian Perez, your name takes out number one spot. So congratulations, mate. Anyone you'd like to say hello or thank here tonight?
To Oscar, he couldn't make it today, but he raced a lot this week and he was super fast, and I give him this win.
Absolutely. The new policeman, the newly minted police officer, Oscar. Look forward to seeing him soon here out on the track as well, mate. But congratulations once again, Christian. Thanks for coming and saying good day, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.
Okay, ciao, ciao, guys.
There you go, Doug. Mr. Christian Perez. Thinking of absent friends in officer, I don't know if they call them constables in Spain, or maybe I'll have to have a look and see what they call them down there. But Oscar, newly minted police officer, unable to race with this tonight, and his team member dedicating the win to him.
Yeah, I think that's very kind. Obviously, Oscar's doing a noble job, and so.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Good on him. It's a pretty thankless task at times too, it has to be said. Anyway, moving on, we have our second place getter, Mr. Tim Hendrickson, mate. She got pretty busy out there tonight, eh?
That was something, wasn't it?
Yeah, mate. It's pretty tough to get it done there around turn one. Like, it's the best passing opportunity, but 2 wide's tough enough. For 3 wide is almost insanity.
Ultimately, it's the thing with this track is that you don't really put somewhere to go for the move. It's mostly to just put people off their line. Because they need to keep your position in mind, and when that doesn't happen, as you would expect from a very high soft like this, where you should be able to do stuff like that. Pileups happen. Lucky I got away with it after he hit me twice early in that race, because I So I was determined to get past. But hey, very happy with the result. Very happy with the end of the race with Sam and with Ant.
Yeah, mate.
So,
and then and nearly a double torpedo on the podium, mate. Great to see Ant out there having a good result as well.
Finally, after weeks and weeks of me just being all on my lonesome. Yeah, it's always great to have Ant in the race. It sort of diffuses all the tension you might have for a big soft race like this, and just turns it into a massively fun a Discord party race.
That's it. And look, I'm really pleased to see him get a good result as well. I got to tell you, he gets the worst luck I've ever seen in sim races. No one tries to kill him, but a lot of people invariably do. And and I think I've done it more than once as well. Anyway, great to see.
We all have.
Yeah, great to see him out there. But congratulations, mate. P2 on the big night, 3rd highest strength of field in history. If not for internet problems for Adam Miles, we might have even cracked 6K again. Wouldn't that have been something? Twice in one season? Unbelievable stuff. But congratulations, mate. Anyone you'd like to give a shout out to tonight?
Well, hooking into what you just said, it's not as much of a shout out, it's more of a call out. Right. Adam Miles, where are you?
Well, mate, he had unfortunately had network issues, and it's funny, a lot of people you say you're blinking, a lot of people say that you say they're blinking and all the rest of it, and it's hard to see it yourself, but preemptively withdrawing, pretty noble act and missing out on the biggest race of the week, but hopefully we'll see him next week, yeah.
Yeah, and of course, a shout out to my fantastic team, Team Torpedo, for being as well. Actually, we had another torpedo race this week, Matt Cox. So it was a good week for Team Torpedo.
Yeah, absolutely. I caught his stream. He's back in the VR, and mate, if we can get him out here on a Sunday night as well, can you imagine 3 torpedoes? Yeah. Crazy stuff.
We'll see.
Beautiful. All right, mate. Good to see you. Congratulations on the result, and hopefully another one coming your way soon.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
There you go, Doug. Tim Hendrickson. Sounded like he enjoyed that one. Good result. Hard fought, nonetheless, either way.
I mean, Tim does have some brilliant car control, even in recovery. Like, he does things that almost seem impossible. So that's what gets him that even if he's in a situation, he can dig himself out and keep going. So
yeah, had the pace, had the jets on in the second half of that race, and it paid off for him in the end. Now we'll bring up the last member of our podium, Mr. Sam Devantier. Look, I think I've got the right music cued. There it is. It is the cowboy. Mr. Sam Devantier for Speedy Snails, mate. Almost had the second place there, stitched up, defending hard. Got a bit loose there through turn 1 by the looks.
You know, I'm just happy I finished on the podium for once. It was due for a drink anyway. No, I don't want people want to fight early in this race. Honestly, we had an 8-car pack, and it was like 3 seconds. So there were some angry people, I'll tell you, in the split tonight. I'll tell you that right now, behind the scenes. There were a lot of angry people, let's put it that way. I just had, like I said, it was just a good time to be back in this grid with good drivers, caliber. But I do miss Adam Miles, just saying quietly. Wish we'd been bright for one day, but you know, they'll come one day.
That's it, mate. Yeah, look, it's tough, you know, and we say it frequently in these big races. Top to tail, there's a race winner in every car here tonight, and it makes it tough. The guys, you know, they're used to being right up the front, and suddenly you're 10, 12, 13 deep. It's tough, and as you say, some guys handle it better than others, and you know, you make your own luck in these races. Part of it's in how you quality, part of it's how you move through a field and the incidents around here. But tonight, mate, for yourself, all those things came together pretty well, and a good podium. First one in a while, and hopefully one of many to come. So congratulations, Sam. Great to see you back out there, mate. Anyone who'd like to say g'day or thank?
I'm going to give a big shout out to Doug here. Welcome to the team. Might be enjoying that race for the first time. Lucky for Vasco. He his braking wasn't too good. He just let everyone go. I didn't want to ruin it for everyone, so he just let everyone go. So shout out to Vasco as well. Sucks what happened, and yeah, my team's supposed to be yourselves and you guys in the audience.
Beautiful. Thanks, Sam. Thanks again for your time and your efforts tonight, mate. Look forward to talking to you again soon.
See you guys for the pond next week.
Beautiful. All right, Doug, that was the Cowboy, Sam Devantier. He hung on for a great podium, was right in it up to his eyeballs. A little bit of wide action through turn 1, and but still managed to hang on and come back underneath Ant Jones, who had a similar issue, and a great result in the end.
100%, and interesting that he commented on that 8-car pack at the start that then turned itself back into a 12-car pack. You know, I just feel a bit sorry for Dario Frattini, really, because, you know, highest soft wins last week, comes last this week. That's how good they are. That's how quickly, you know, you go up and down.
Yeah, mate. It talks
back. He'll be back.
Yeah, exactly. It talks to the quality of the field when the race winner from last week, he finishes last this week, and you know, he qualified down the order. He hasn't had a lot of racing. I think he's got his eyes set on the championship overall, and the way it's set up, you don't race as much as you might otherwise do. If you're just out there having a laugh and racing week in, week out, you can have to limit the number of your races to maximise the points, and that can cost you in terms of, you know, runs under the belt and race legs. So interesting to get that balance right. Interesting to see how Frattini does it this season. He's had a couple of good results. The measure of his season, of course, will be how it plays out from here. But Doug, thank you so much for joining us, mate. Really do appreciate you filling in at short notice, as I'm sure Corey does, the chaotic one, unable to be with us tonight. But thank you for stepping up, mate, and really appreciate you helping us out.
Great experience, and maybe we can do it again soon.
Mate, that's the plan. Well, next week we're back on, and we'll see what next week brings for us. Now, folks, thank you very much for joining us. Make sure you go check out the replay of this and all the other races. If you're over there on the Top Split YouTube, hit the like and the thumbs up and hit the subscribe button, please. We're trying to push our numbers up over there. Really helps us a lot. As does the whole Twitch thing here on a Sunday night. Make sure you come and check us out here live each and every week on Top Split TV. And then, of course, the Top Split Discord community is where you'll find all the latest news and views on Sunday Night Lights. But that, folks, might do us for now. Thank you, everyone, both on track and off, for joining us. It really does keep us going and really does make this the biggest show in the Skippy universe each and every week. Of course, we do this for the community. It's by the community, and that's how we like it. But for now, folks, I'm your host. I've been your host, Alex McKellar, and on behalf of the great Doug Robson, I will say ciao for now.